Yo, what's up, guys? I am currently reading this book. It is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I'm on chapter 2, page 28, actually 34, but I wanted to go over page 28. It's owning 100%. This is where you take 100% responsibility over all your actions. And like, even in a relationship, you just put 100% effort in. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this guy's doing more than me for our relationship. I should put in more effort, right? Even if you're struggling right now with your relationship, like, oh my gosh, we've been dating for 2 years, I can only see and you're starting to see only the bad things you don't like. Man, this person doesn't do this, man. They all don't wash their clothes, man. They don't wash the dishes all the time. Man, I gotta cook all the dinner. Man, I'm paying for all these expenses. And you're starting to be like, man, you're getting to that point where you might break up over things that you shouldn't really break up over. You have a conversation about that, and dude, I'm not used to having a mic. I'm getting up close to the freaking camera, thinking I have it be here because the microphone. There's microphones built into the camera. This is the first time using an external mic, which is flopping around all the place. Goes in there. So yeah, basically 100% effort, expecting nothing from the other person. And if they do more than 0%, guys, they're gonna do more than 0%. You're gonna expect that, right? Well, actually, you shouldn't expect them to do anything, right? If they do that, then that's great, because now your expectations are here, and they went here, right? You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, they did this so much. So one of the things that he talks about in this book, I forgot which page it was at. He did a audit over I think he was talking about having some issues in his relationship with his wife. So he did a full year of every day writing 1 or 2 things or 5 that he liked about his wife. Like oh my gosh, you did this today. She went and she did all the errands. She washed her clothes. She made the bed every morning. Just writing those out for a year, and then as an anniversary gift or Christmas gift, depending on what time you started doing that. You give that to your partner, and one of the things that he said that his wife said it was the best gift she ever received, and he bought her a BMW that year, and she said it was better than getting the big BMW that year. So, and then he said also by doing that, he for the whole year he only saw the great qualities that he liked in her. This is the reason why it bettered the relationship. You can do it with kids. You can do it at work. I'm gonna start doing that at work because right now it's currently I'm in that mindset where it's I only see the bad in work. Oh my gosh, I'm not getting paid enough. I don't feel as valuable right now. We're hiring a lot of people right now because it's summertime. So it's man, I feel I could be replaceable. It's instead what I should be doing. Oh my gosh, what can I do, or what can I see that I am doing great, right? I have a job, right? It pays. A step up from the entry-level position. Last year I got a pay raise and promotion. This year I got a pay raise. What can I do to take the next step? Just look at all the positivity that is going on, and instead of focusing on the negative, not getting paid enough, the work environment sucks, it's too negative. Look at all the positive. How can I change that work environment? I can be more positive. I can change my attitude from negative to positive. I can do so much stuff. Oh my gosh, working in fast food, muscle car. So working in fast food, there's so much stuff that I can do. One of my jobs is running kitchen. I'm in charge of kitchen. One of the things I'm trying to work on is how to delegate everything so I only focus on what's needed. In that case, what would be needed would me making sure that my kitchen's running smoothly. I have people in every position so that I don't have to be stuck doing fried products, making fries, nuggets, that kind of stuff. I can have someone else there. I can focus on our times for getting the food out, making sure food is accurate. It's a Mustang, by the way. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna start working on all the positive stuff. And then delegating is something that I can't really do, but I'm gonna try to work on it, because when you look at entrepreneurs, as you get up there and you start wanting to make, like, how can I make more money in the business, it's through delegation. Giving someone this is your job, you're gonna focus on this. This is your job, focus on this. Give them responsibility, give them something to be like, this is what you're in charge of. Here you go. And then after that, like, this is what I expect. Like, KVS time, let's say like 75 for making sandwiches. The average time has to be 75, guys. This is gonna be your job, right? Making sure sandwiches are done, average time 75 seconds or better. So it's just about getting times down, making sure that they have something to, like, focus on. This is your goal, order accuracy. You're the initiator, make sure everything's order accuracy. You're the finisher, the one who serves it off when they're done. Make sure KVS time is 75 or better. Give them a responsibility, right? Instead of having one person, like, make sure everything's correct, make sure everything's, like, order accurate. And then you got to also focus on order accuracy and all this other stuff, right? Making sure, oh yeah, let's also give you the responsibility of making sure the grill guys over here are also doing their job, not burning the meat, not ripping the meat. No, give them one job. So guys on grill, this is your job. Make sure it's cooked all the way. Make sure you're not serving raw meat. Make sure that you're not ripping the meat as you take it off the grill. That's your job, and you're responsible for that. And currently we have 2 grills at work. We have one for, like, smaller sandwiches, and we have one for the big sandwiches. So, like, having someone in charge of that and that versus having someone do both is easier on the person on grill and on you, because then you have one person who's just focusing on, like, the quarter meat. You have someone working on like the tenderloin meat, and you're gonna have, like, more accurate orders. You're gonna be able to keep up with, like, if you're busy, you're gonna be able to keep up because then you have 2 people working on that instead of just one. It was just one person, they have to do this, but when that's popping over there, you gotta go over here and do this. Oh, that meat's burning over there, you gotta do this. Have someone else do that, and then someone else do that. Because then your kitchen's gonna run smoother because you have 2 people back there instead of just one. And then on table, usually we have 2 people on side one person on side one. Sorry, 2 people on side one person on side 2. If you have 2 people on side 1, 2 people on side 2, you're gonna reach that target of 75 or better for KVS time, and boom, everything's gonna run smoother because you've got someone making the sandwiches, someone putting the meat and wrapping the sandwiches, and boom, you can do like 4 at a time. Boom, get it done because you got 2 people over there. One of the rules we have at work is if it's just you, only 2 sandwiches, because we want to keep that order accuracy. It may lower your average time. Well, raise it actually because you're taking longer. But you want quality over quantity, right? You want to make sure the customers are receiving quality sandwiches instead of, like, having something that's not cooked all the way, or, like, it's like the wrappers and the sandwiches tipped over, and you got all this stuff. So you want to make sure it's quality over quantity. And then once you've got people who are seasoned, they've been there for a year or 2, their experience on table, right? You want to make sure that now we can focus on speed. Now you know how to make sandwiches. Now let's focus on speed. And that's the thing that people forget about. You want to teach them how to make the sandwiches before you can go ahead and, like, start working on speed. So that's something that I'm going to try to work on, because we don't really work on that at work. Everyone's like, oh yeah, make the sandwiches, 2 days to learn how to make sandwiches. Now we're going to focus on speed and get really, really fast. It's like, no, you want to make sure they know how to make the sandwiches first before you go, okay, yeah, now we can work on speed. Let's get the speed down, let's work on KVS. So as soon as they know how to make the sandwiches, boom, step 1. We can work on speed now, and we can work on making sure the KVS time is on target. That's 3 steps, not just 1 step. Sandwiches, speed, KVS, boom, done, first day. No, build the foundation, and then you build on that foundation. If your foundation is not stable, like, you don't have a great solid foundation on knowing how to make sandwiches, memorizing, this sauce goes on this one, this sauce goes on this one, these ingredients go on the sandwich. And if you don't do that, then, like, you can mess with the sandwich. You can have a ton of waste, and waste means, that's another sandwich that we could have made, but the bunch in the garbage now because you put the wrong sauce or you put the wrong ingredients on the sandwich, right? So making sure they have that foundation built so that they know, like, this sauce goes on this sandwich, these condiments go on this one, and then you build that, and now you have that foundation built. Let's start building up on that foundation. Let's go ahead and work on Now you go ahead and start wrapping the sandwiches, right? You learn how to put the right meat on there, wrap it up, which way you wrap it, how you fold the boxes, make sure everything's neat, because now we're working on quality. Now you know how to make the foundation, right? Now let's work on the rest, and you just build up on that. So now you went from making the sandwiches to now finishing the sandwiches and setting them up, and now you can work on speed, because now you know how to make this, now you know how to do this. Combine it, speed. Now you work on speed. And instead of going like, oh yeah, here you go, do all this same time, because then your foundation isn't built correctly. It's gonna crumble when you reach here. Because same with building a house. If you build a house with terrible foundation, what do you think is gonna happen? House is gonna fall apart, because when you're building a foundation, I believe it's like there's one part in the corner that's gonna hold most of the weight. So if you mess up on that, and that crumbles, dude, the whole house is coming down, right? So, firm foundation, guys. Then you can build on it. And then another thing with that, if your foundation is good, but everything else is not, the foundation's still there. You can start over. All right, so if like you got the making the sandwiches done over here and you're trying to do this and that's not good, hey, that's only the second step. You can still learn. You can start over, like, okay, let's start over. This is how we do it. We can slow it down. It will put the KVS time at compromise, because you're now rebuilding that foundation for the second step. But you want it to be firm foundation, not something that's gonna fall apart made of sand or something like that, right? So this is my first time making something like this. I've been ranting for 11 minutes. I've been at my job for 2 years, and I would say I'm one of the best people on table there. Just because of my leadership experience and knowing how to find someone's strength for learning how to learn something, right? I did martial arts, and I also did, I was a teacher at that dojo for several years, and one of the requirements was to get your black belt. You had to take all these leadership classes. You had to know how to do this, you had to know how to run a class. You had to know how to give criticism without it being, really the only thing you give them. So one of the things would be 6 to 1. For every criticism you give them, you have to give a real compliment, like something that they did correct. And that creates neutral environment. It's not positive, it's not negative, that's neutral. So if you want to be negative, you give them 2 negatives and like 3 comments that they did great. 3 positive things. That's negative immediately. Even if you did like 1 negative thing and like 5, it's still negative, because now that weight of, oh my gosh, I messed up, it's still there, right? So if you do 1 negative and you say you did 10 positive, oh my gosh, that's positive environment right there. So same thing, if you did like 2 criticism and you'd have to do like 12 things I did right for it to be positive. So it's 6 to 1, not 2 to 6, right? So 6 to 1, guys, that's one of the things, neutral work environment. And then another thing that really helped me accelerate was during that leadership training, I had to learn how to find people's strength for learning. So some people are auditory, some people are visual, some people are kinesthetic. Kinesthetic means you gotta do it yourself. Like you gotta actually, like someone can tell you how to do it and you won't know how to do it. You gotta be like watching how to do it, then you gotta do it yourself. So like for punches, they can't just be like, oh yeah, so you put this out here, this one goes here, you twist, pull, twist it at the end. You can't do that. It's like, they're gonna watch you and they gotta do it themselves, right? They gotta do it themselves. So that was really cool, learning how to do that. There's more than just those 3. Those are the most common though. Those are the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic are the most commonly found with ways of learning. So I can use that when teaching new people, like on table, on grill. There was one time when the owner came in for like a assessment of how well everyone knows how to do things. I was put on grill and I had to do one of the things, and she was really impressed with how well I was, like how good I was at doing that. It's because I made sure that when the person who taught me did not know that. So I went ahead and I kind of taught myself, and I taught the way that I learn. I learn by watching them and do it myself. Like if you tell me how to do it, like, yeah, drive, put pedal on, I can do that. I got to do it myself though. Same thing with like for any kind of learning, I got to do it myself. So I gotta see how you did it, and I gotta try it myself. You're like, oh, that's how it feels like, right? When you're doing like an hour block, or like you're making the sandwich, or taking meat off the grill. Like, you can tell me how to do it. Yeah, nah, you told me how to do it, right? Now I gotta do it myself. Like, I gotta feel how to do it. You know, I don't got the correct angle to get the meat off the grill. So that really helped me, because then I could accelerate my learning. I accelerated my learning so fast. I got a promotion, and I got a raise the same year. First year I worked there, I got a raise and a promotion same year, because I was so good at learning how to do other things. And when I was on table and I learned how to do it, and it's like, it's boring, because now I've mastered how to do freaking grill. So now I'm looking at, like, how can I change this to be able to do it? How can I go above and beyond on being on grill, right? So what I would do is, like, I look at the screens for people who are making sandwiches, right? You got the screen here, the screen here, two each side. So you got two, like, small TVs on each side of the table. So you got one up here, one over here for side 2, one here and one here for side 1. And I would watch those. Like, so when something came up, you know, it makes a noise when you got an order on your screen. So I'd watch them and be like, oh yeah, it's taking, you know, these and these. They're gonna be taking this amount of meat. I'm gonna be down 2 trays or 1 tray. I'm gonna go ahead and drop those now. It takes 33 seconds for it to come up. They should be done. Boom. By the time by the time they're done with that tray and they're bringing it out, meat's already coming up. So that's how you go above and beyond with that, because now, instead of waiting, oh yeah, they're down the tray, now I'll go ahead and drop the meat, right? You are like, okay, you got the meat coming, they're gonna use this amount of meat, right? I only have this much in this tray, so that tray's gonna be gone. So I should just drop this now while they're dropping the bun, make it the sandwich, so that when the sandwich is done and they're done with that tray and they're bringing the tray out, I already have the meat that's like coming up, or I'm like, I already have the tray over there, getting the meat off, and the meat's down and it's just about to come up, and I got the tray right there. So that's an example of how to go above and beyond. So that's how I was able to get a promotion and a raise in the same year, is because I did that. This year I got a raise because it was mandatory by the state. The state raised minimum wage. So for me, my position had a wage increase. So I got a raise that way, but it wasn't really like an actual, raise. The state required it, so I got a raise. It wasn't like me getting a raise because of how good I've been at work, right? So yeah, another thing that I'm learning is how to retain an audience. So for this, I'm just ranting on. You probably all are clicked off. For those of you who stayed for the whole thing, go ahead and comment down below. Let's just say, well, what should I do, guys? We're in Bellevue, so comment Bellevue. All right, comment Bellevue if you stayed this long, and that'll help me know that you guys like long form content and content like this. I'm gonna try to switch to something like this, something more motivational, educational, and I'm gonna try to go into business stuff, because I'm trying to learn about AI right now. I'm learning how to do AI prompting. So one of those videos that I will be making here in the future will be completely scripted, and everything will be made from AI. It's like, I'm not going to give it away to you guys, but I asked AI, give me a video idea with these. I want it to be like this, and these. I want it to be like these categories, and I want it to be educational. So it gave me a thumbnail idea. It gave me the script, the main idea, and the hook. The hook is important when you're making a video. For me, I didn't add a hook in this one, so y'all probably didn't stay this long. So I'm gonna start doing that, because I need to learn how to get the hook in there, and then to retain the audience, right? So I'm gonna start learning how to do that, and then also I'm gonna start learning how to do better thumbnails, right? So if you look at a lot of people where they have the background, then they have their face or something like that, or there's like some kind of cool thumbnail. Thumbnail is what really gets the click-through rate or impressions. So like when I was uploading fairly consistently, I would have like a 10,000 impression, 10.2K is what I had, was the highest I think I got for like video impressions. And that is the click-through rate, if I'm not mistaken. So that's how often people click through it, and if they don't like it, boom. And by me not posting in 2 weeks, my average like view duration time has gone up by like 20 seconds. So it was like usually a minute 13 seconds is my average view duration time. That's how long you guys will stick around. And now it's like a minute and 40 some. So thank you guys for sticking around for longer, guys. I apologize. This is now a freaking 20-minute video of me just ranting. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. More content like this will be coming up. So just stick around, guys. I might make some more here pretty soon. Today is like my do a bunch of videos so I can have at least 5 or 3 lined up for this week for you guys. I'm super excited. It means like I have to stay up all night editing all these videos and getting them scheduled. So that's fun though, because I'm gonna start pretty soon. You guys are gonna get a little bit more quality edits because I'll be investing in DaVinci Resolve. That's a $300 license to use that. So that'll be coming up probably next month in July-ish, maybe middle of July. I'll start using that because it's freaking $300. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.